In today's video, we'll dive into the newly introduced PHP client support in ServiceStack, showcasing how you can enhance your development workflow when interacting with ServiceStack APIs using PHP. We'll cover the seamless integration with PHP Storm and the utility of ServiceStack's command line tool to demonstrate the generation and usage of typed PHP DTOs. ServiceStack now extends its support for Add ServiceStack reference languages to PHP, one of the most utilized programming languages globally, particularly prevalent in web development and CMS platforms such as Wordpress, Drupal, and Joomla. This addition is designed to enhance the developer experience by enabling the generation of typed PHP data transfer objects or DTOs directly from your ServiceStack API. We will delve into how this integrates seamlessly with PHP Storm, providing IDE support, and how it can be leveraged using the ServiceStack command line tool to streamline your workflow. Let's start by having a look at a simple PHP script that integrates with a ServiceStack API. First, we'll create a simple locally running web project using the ServiceStack.NET X tool and the command x new web space myapp. Running this application using .NET Run will give us a ServiceStack API running on localhost port 5001. Using PHP Storm, we can create a new project with Composer support. Composer is the dependency management tool that PHP projects can use, and this can import the new ServiceStack client dependency. We can do this using the command composer require ServiceStack /client. This library provides the JSON service client that we'll use to interact with our ServiceStack APIs. This brings first-class support to PHP along with the other 10 languages natively supported by ServiceStack's Add ServiceStack reference feature. Just like the other languages, we can also use the X tool to import the generated DTOs from our specific ServiceStack API. And we can do this by running the command x space php space the address of your running ServiceStack instance, in this case localhost 5001. If you're a developer using PHP Storm by JetBrains, we also have first-class support using our plugins. If you don't have the plugin installed, you'll find it on the marketplace under ServiceStack. Once this is installed, you can right-click on a project that uses Composer and add a ServiceStack reference. This will automatically import your DTOs from your ServiceStack instance and add the ServiceStack client as a dependency to your Composer project, installing it along the way. So once finished, you have a complete working setup ready to integrate. Now let's put everything together by creating a PHP script that interacts with our ServiceStack service. For this example, we'll use the hello service. If you've generated your DTOs using the X tool, you should have the hello and hello response DTOs available in the dtos.php file in your project. We will create a new file called test.php with some simple code. First, we require the vendor autoload.php, which will import all our dependencies that are managed by Composer. Next, we will require the dtos.php file that contains all our generated DTOs. Next, we will import the JSON service client class from the ServiceStack PHP client library and the hello and hello response DTO classes from the DTOs namespace that we imported from our running ServiceStack instance. We then can create an instance of our JSON service client, passing in the base URL to our constructor, or alternatively, we can use the static create method to do the same. We then send our request to our ServiceStack service using the get method, passing in the instance of our hello request DTO. We populate the name property on the hello class to world, and we finally print out the response result property. Even though PHP is a heavily dynamic language, we are able to take a lot of the guesswork out of calling your ServiceStack APIs thanks to the JSON service client and the generated request and response DTOs. Using PHP Storm at any point, we can use the PHP doc syntax and refer to our DTO classes to get more useful autocomplete that are specific to your ServiceStack APIs. If you have customers or external teams that need to integrate with your APIs using PHP, you can also point them to the built-in API Explorer, which contains step-by-step instructions with example code for specific endpoints of your API. And if you need more control over the requests and responses, just like other ServiceStack clients, you can attach request and response filters in the PHP JSON service client. These filters allow you to execute custom logic before a request is sent or after a response is received, making it easy to implement cross-cutting concerns like logging, error handling, or adding custom headers. Authentication is also a well-supported use case by integrating JWT refresh token support by automatically updating the JWT access tokens when they expire. Another great use case for the ServiceStack's PHP client is incorporating it in with your own custom Drupal module to enhance your CMS and your dynamic data-driven content. Here we have a custom Drupal module set up in a Drupal 10 application. Just like in the previous example, we can utilize the installed ServiceStack plugin by right-clicking on the module source directory and using Add ServiceStack Reference. We point to our running ServiceStack host, in this case an example Blazor Diffusion API, and click OK. Automatically, our composer dependencies are then updated with the ServiceStack client library, and our DTOs.php file that's added is populated with our generated DTOs. As an example, I am just adding a custom button to a form to pull in generated images from the Blazor Diffusion API and then displaying them in a grid. With the use of the generated request and response DTOs and the JSON service client for PHP, we can have a lot more confidence in this extremely dynamic language by knowing exactly the shape of the request and response data structures at the time of development. Leveraging the PHP integration with ServiceStack in a Drupal CMS empowers corporate users to seamlessly perform actions and interact with internal company APIs running on the ServiceStack framework. This integration ensures that developers can work effectively, removing the ambiguity about data structures used across various internal APIs. By providing strongly typed DTOs and a consistent way to interact with services, development is accelerated, allowing for quicker implementation of features and integrations, and ultimately enhancing productivity and streamlining internal workflows. Well, that's it for this video. If you have any suggestions or feedback, let us know in the comments below, or alternatively, you can join us on our GitHub discussions or community Discord. ServiceStack is free for individuals, so anyone is welcome. And as always, thanks for watching.